Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's boardzy, and this is an absolutely bananas, shocking, some could even say, mouse mod. This is going to be a 47-gram G Pro Superlight that really maintains the stock look. A lot of you guys remember my video on the red G Pro Superlight and how it just really wasn't innovative, so I did something about it. I had somebody mod it, so this is going to be a video covering that. So compared to the stock version, it's over 15 grams lighter, and the main reason for that is the 3D printed base along with a much smaller 100 milliamp hour battery. So that really does just shave off a significant amount of weight. And what I like about it is that the shell is still completely solid, and it just has the rock solid feel that a standard G Pro Superlight has. Also, all of the buttons are modified as well. The side buttons are just so fucking light. It's hard to demonstrate, but it's like, I don't know what Silent G did to these side buttons, but they're stupidly light, and there is no type of mushy feeling anymore. But I was accidentally pressing them a lot, and the switches are Huanos. But yeah, I'll get into that stuff later. Main takeaway is that this mouse is extremely light. If you're wondering about the weight balancing, it's definitely not as like centered, like it doesn't have the perfect center of gravity that the stock version has, but it's definitely not something that is noticeable when you're applying pressure, gripping the mouse, moving it around in game. One thing I will say though is with the weight being reduced from the base, it feels like I was accidentally like picking my mouse up a bit more. It was like less grounded, if that makes sense, than the stock version. I still can appreciate the lighter weight, but it doesn't feel like anything that is like really crazy and game breaking, as most weight reduction mods aren't. But yeah, I do think overall this is a pretty good way to do a weight reduction mod. I see these 3D printed bases are becoming popular on mice like the Viper V2 Pro as well, so it's really like you can throw it on whatever and get a few grams off. Is it going to make a huge difference? No, but will it make the mouse feel a bit lighter and nicer in hand? Yeah, sure. I was concerned with it being a 3D printed part that there would potentially be some warping issues, but I honestly, there's nothing to note. I was experiencing a bit of wobble when I was using this on a harder pad, like the Sky Pad, but apparently that was just because of this top skate. So if I put something larger, there wouldn't have been wobble. So yeah, no big issues with the mod, but it's not something that I tried and I was like, holy shit, I could never go back to the stock Superlight. This thing feels terrible in comparison. And for switches, I did ask for Huanos, and this is like the 5th time I've tried different switches in the Superlight now, and I just always prefer the stock feeling of the Omrons because they're just so light and spammable. Sure, they don't have the sharpest response or the most tactility, but I just prefer the feeling of spamming them in game. It's a minor thing, but yeah, I just feel like the stock Superlight switches are kind of goated. Whenever Logitech does update the Superlight, I hope they use the same optical switches they put in the G502X. What the most negative thing about this mod is probably the battery life, but obviously that is just using a smaller battery to save some weight, and in turn the battery life's going to be shit. I would say the mouse lasts around a day and a half of use on a full charge, which is just crazy compared to like the weeks on end you get out of the stock Superlight. But yeah, all in all, I don't think I noticed a performance difference with this mouse. But yeah, I did notice that it felt very nice and lighter in hand compared to the stock version. So I'll put a link in the description to the files if you're interested, if you have a 3D printer or if you just want to buy them straight up. I don't know. And if you want the full mod, I'll put a link to Silent G's stuff. But yeah, this is just quickly covering a G Pro Superlight mod. I feel like it kind of just goes to show that Logitech could easily update the Superlight 2 years after its release. It's not quite the same product that it was when it launched. So yeah, I'm just interested in that. Appreciate Silent G for modding this. I'm gonna be doing a giveaway of this mouse, so stay tuned. That'll probably be on Twitter. But yeah, not much else to say. This is just overall a really impressive mod since it still retains that solid feeling and overall doesn't add anything negative to the experience. So yeah, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and peace.